Okay, it's now time for my Week 15 picks of the 2020 NFL season. Last week, I went 12-4, which was awesome. I've had a couple of them this year, but still haven't beaten that 14-2 record from Week 2, as I'm off to a really good record so far. Can't wait to see my final results. And of course, here's the regular season and playoff stands at the season end of the day. In the AFC, the Chiefs have the bye with Dolphins and Steelers, Colts at Bills, and Browns at Titans. And the NFC, it's Packers with the bye, with Cardinals at Saints, Buccaneers at Rams, and Seahawks at football team. Right now, my Super Bowl pick would be the Chiefs beating the Packers. So now let's get to my Week 15 picks and our last Thursday night game on Thursday, as the Chargers are at the Raiders. As the Raiders won the last three, the Chargers haven't beaten them since 2018, as the Raiders try to get their first non-losing season since 2016. As the Chargers last week held on to beat the Falcons, and the Raiders got crushed by the Colts, to my not surprise whatsoever, as their defense is garbage and dog shit. It's gotten worse and worse these last few weeks. And oh boy, that's pretty scary, because I just looked up Justin Herbert's stats, and oh my god, that is pretty scary. The Chargers maybe can get revenge from losing earlier this year. So, but at the same time, they've choked a lot. You never know. They choked against the Raiders earlier this year too. So, who do you trust more? And I trust the Raiders not choking as much as I trust the Chargers. So, I think I'll pick the Raiders for this. But I won't be surprised if the Chargers get it and get revenge. And then, of course, we got our two Thursday night games on Saturday, as it's the Bills at Broncos for the first time since 2014. As the Bills won the last two, the Broncos haven't beaten them since 2014, and the Bills haven't won in Denver since 2008, as the Broncos try to avoid a fourth straight losing season. So the Bills did a very impressive win against the Steelers last week, and the Broncos held on to beat the Panthers once again from their Super Bowl rematch. And the Bills, if they win and the Dolphins lose, not only will they be in the playoffs for a second year in a row, they will win the AFC East for the first time since 1995. And also the first time the Patriots aren't going to win the AFC East since 2008. So, man, how much time's a bit different right now. This, unfortunately for the Bills, could be a trap game. You never know what could happen. The Broncos have played tough this year, too, at the same time of their struggles. But I'm still going to pick the Bills and get this. But I won't be surprised if the Broncos get it. Then we get to our last Thursday night game on Saturday, as the Panthers are at the Packers for the second year in a row. As this didn't get updated, as the Packers won the last game, the Panthers haven't beaten them since 2017 and 2008 in Lambeau. And the Panthers lost last week, as they were actually, no, they're still in the playoffs, believe it or not. Barely. They would need to win out, and they would need the Cardinals to lose out, and then the Vikings and Bears not to win a seventh game. They can get in still. So, they're still in the playoffs, but of course, if they lose, or if the Cardinals or Vikings or Bears, either one of them win, they will be eliminated. But they still are technically in, believe it or not. As the Packers held on to beat the Lions, won the NFC North as they're in the driver's seat of home field advantage. I'm going to pick the Packers to win this one. But hey, don't underestimate the Panthers. You did play them last year, and they almost beat you, remember. But then again, you weren't as good as you were this year. And then we get to our Sunday games. That's just the 49ers at the Cowboys for the first time since 2014. Our Sunday night game that got flexed out. Cowboys won the last two. 49ers haven't beaten them since 2014. And the Cowboys haven't beaten them at home since 2008. As the 49ers tried to avoid their first losing season since 2018. As the 49ers, the struggles continue as they lost to the football team. And the Cowboys beat the Bengals last week, almost shutting them out. As maybe they're starting to turn around a little bit. They're still in the NFC East race, believe it or not. But if they lose, or the football team wins, they are eliminated from the playoffs. And the 49ers, if they lose and the Cardinals win, they will be eliminated as well. So, elimination scenario are abound in this game, so neither one of them can lose. And honestly, I might pick the Cowboys for this, as the 49ers have been struggling like hell these last few weeks. But watch, I pick the Cowboys and they'll choke him. Then, a playoff matchup possibly too, as the Seahawks are at the football team for the first time since 2014. As the football team won the last one, the Seahawks haven't beaten them since 2014, and the football team hasn't beaten them at home since 2005. As the Seahawks crushed the Jets last week, and the football team held on to beat the 49ers, as that was that now, like 3 wins in a row or something like that? Absolutely incredible. as I take a look at the elimination scenarios. Seahawks, if they win or tie, or the Bears and Vikings tie, they will make it into the playoffs for the third year in a row. No scenario yet for the football team, as they still have the Giants and everyone else to worry about. So, who can win this one? As the Seahawks have really good offense. The football team out of nowhere have one of the best defenses right now, too. And that showed when they played the Cowboys, the Steelers, and the 49ers. Unfortunately for the Seahawks, this could be a trap game, and I might pick the football team to get this one. And after all, too, they did beat them last time, and they played them really close the last several years. Alright, then it's the Bears at the Vikings. As the Bears have won the last 5, the Vikings haven't beaten them since 2017. As the Bears try to avoid a second straight non-winning season, Vikings try to avoid their first non-winning season since 2018. As the Bears beat the Texans in a blowout almost. Yeah, it was a blowout last week. And the Vikings lost to the Buccaneers. They still would be in the playoff race regardless of if they lose or not. But it's going to be very slim for them to get in. They would need a victory here, but I trust the Vikings more to get this. But watch, they'll continue to choke and lose to the Bears. As they've lost to them. Actually, that's incorrect, as the Vikings won the last one. I'm an idiot, because that Monday night game last month. But I still pick the Vikings. Then it's the Patriots at the Dolphins. As the Patriots won the last one, Dolphins haven't beaten them since 2019, and they haven't beaten them in Miami since 2018. As how about this? The Patriots are trying to avoid their first non-winning season since 2000, for God's sake, when Brady was a rookie. And the Dolphins try to get their first winning season since 2016. As the Patriots, oh my God, they got shut down hard in their Super Bowl rematch with the Rams. Unfortunate for them. And of course, if they we'll get to that in a minute. And the Dolphins lost to Chiefs, they got spanked, but tried to make the comeback. And here's the scenario. If the Patriots lose to the Dolphins, they will be eliminated from the playoffs for the first time since 2008. Because if they lose, the Browns, Colts, and Titans already have a better record than the Dolphins will. So yeah, they'll be eliminated. So this is a very important game for them too. But remember, historically too, they've always struggled against the Dolphins down in Miami. Last year was just that shutout. That was just because the Dolphins were so bad at that point. So they're definitely going to be in trouble in this game, and that's why I'm going to pick the Dolphins to get it. But of course, knowing the Dolphins, they'll choke and let the Patriots get in and keep their season up still. So then it's the Jaguars at the Ravens for the first time since 2015. The Jaguars won the last one. Ravens haven't beaten them since 2016 and 2014 when in Baltimore. As the Jaguars continue to have the second longest losing streak in the league, which is crazy. As I don't even remember who they played last week. Oh, that's right, got killed by the Titans. And the Ravens, what an incredible Monday nighter it was against the Browns as they try to get their fourth straight winning season. I'm picking the Ravens, obviously, for this one. But hey, Jaguars are not to be underestimated, Ravens, so take them seriously. Then, the Buccaneers at the Falcons. Falcons won the last one. Buccaneers haven't beaten them since 2019. The Falcons haven't beaten them at home since 2018. As the Buccaneers try to get their first winning season since 2016. As the Falcons are eliminated. Let's see if the Buccaneers have any clinching scenarios. Yep. If they win and the Bears and Vikings tie, they will be in the playoffs for the first time since 2007 and in the second longest drought in the league. They would, like I said, they need to win and they need the Bears and Vikings to tie. Otherwise, they're going to have to wait longer. So, who do you trust for this one? I'm picking the Buccaneers for this. As the tough part of the schedule is gone, they should hopefully run away for it for them to get in. Then it's the Lions at the Titans for the first time since 2012. Remember that incredible 2012 game they had? As the Titans won the last 5, the Lions haven't beaten them since 1995 when they were the Houston Oilers. As the Lions try to avoid their third straight losing season. And of course the Lions, if they lose and the Cardinals win, they will be eliminated from the playoffs. And for the Titans, can they get in this week? I don't know if they can. Oh, they can get in. If they win and either the Ravens or Raiders, Dolphins, a couple teams lose, they'll get into the playoffs for the second year in a row, which would be the first time since 2007, 2008 they went back-to-back years. So, who do you trust for this one? The Lions lost a close one to the Packers. And the Titans destroyed the Jaguars. I'm picking the Titans for this. But hey, don't underestimate the Lions. But hey, terrible defense will probably kill them though in the end. As it's the Texans at the Colts. As the Colts won the last one. The Texans haven't beaten them since 2019 and 2016 when they're in Indianapolis. As the Texans got crushed surprisingly by the Bears. I would expect it to be the other way around. And the Colts crushed the Raiders as their defense is not playing as good these last few weeks. But hey, their offense started to turn around. They're starting to look like a little bit more balanced, which is very important for them. No playoff clinching scenario for them this week, but I'm still going to pick the Colts to get this. Then we get to our 4 p.m. games as the Eagles are at the Cardinals for the first time since 2014. Eagles won the last one. Cardinals haven't beaten them since 2015, and the Eagles haven't won in Glendale since 2001. As the Eagles, if they lose or the football team wins, well, actually no, even if the football team does win and if the Eagles lose, they will be eliminated. And of course, no clinching scenario yet for the Cardinals as they got a long way to go still. As the Eagles snapped their 4-game losing streak, as Jalen Hurts played pretty good to beat the Saints. That was an impressive victory. But now they got to go to the Cardinals, who crushed the Giants as they're trying to get their first non-losing season since 2017. I'm picking the Cardinals for this one. But hey, never underestimate the Eagles. They just beat one of the best teams in the NFC last week pretty convincingly. And then it's the Jets at the Rams for the first time since 2012. The Rams won the last one. The Jets haven't beaten them since 2012. And the Rams haven't beaten them at home since 2004 when they were in St. Louis. As the Jets try to avoid 0-14 for the first time ever, as they got crushed by the Seahawks, and the Rams destroyed the Patriots on Thursday night, got their revenge from their Super Bowl loss. As if they win or the Vikings and Bears tie, they will be in the playoffs for the first time since 2018, have a better record than last year. And obviously, I'm going to pick the Rams for this. Oh, God. If you thought... we saw what the Seahawks did to them last week. Can you imagine what the Rams are going to do with one of the league's best defenses against that terrible offense? But hey, you never know. You just never know what can happen. Maybe the Jets will finally get a win. 0-12, 0-13. Usually by a point, team would start getting their first win, so you got to take them seriously. Then the big game of the week, as the Chiefs are at the Saints for the first time since 2012. As the Chiefs won the last two, the Saints haven't beat them since 2008. And the Chiefs... if they win and the Steelers lose, they will clinch home field advantage. Wrapped up, first time since 2018, according to the CBS Sports page I'm looking at right now. Clinch the home field advantage because it says first round bye, but there's only one team that gets the bye, so that's big for them. And the Saints too, just like I said last week, if they win and the Buccaneers lose. If they win or the Buccaneers lose, they will clinch the AFC South for the 4th year in a row. So, the Chiefs held on to beat the Dolphins. I remember I watched I can't remember who it was on NBC Sports, saying they maybe would be a little bit worried about the Chiefs because they have, was it an 8-game win streak? The last 4 or 5 games they've been pretty close if you think about it. The Broncos, the Dolphins just recently, the Raiders. I can't remember the other games off time. Oh, the Buccaneers. Yeah, a whole bunch of games they've had pretty close. So you gotta wonder maybe if the Chiefs are starting to run out of momentum eventually. You can't keep that win streak up forever. And the Saints lost the Eagles really badly. And I still don't think Breeze is gonna play in this game. And of course, even with my concerns about the Chiefs, without Breeze, I'm picking the Chiefs to win this to have their best season since 2003. Then we get to Sunday night, which was flexed in as... I don't know why I put the Browns at 10-3. That's incorrect. As the Browns are at the Giants for the first time since 2012. Giants won the last two. The Browns haven't beaten them since 2008. And they haven't beaten them in East Rutherford since 1985. As the Browns cannot clinch a playoff spot this week, nor can the Giants, as the Giants try to avoid their 4th straight losing season. As the Browns... Hey, you know what? You lost against the Ravens, but that was a very impressive Monday night game. You came back twice from big 4th quarter deficits, so it was a good loss. And really showed themselves as maybe a contender to challenge other really good teams at that conference. Meanwhile, the Giants got humiliated by the Cardinals like I predicted. I didn't think their score would be like that. And of course, with that loss and with the football team's win, even though they have the tiebreaker against them, the odds are not good in their favor because they got to play the Browns this Sunday, and then they got to play the Ravens next week. It's not looking good for them. So I'm going to pick the Browns to get this, but watch, they'll probably choke and let the Giants get it. And then we get to Monday night. I still have no idea why they picked this, as the Steelers are at the Bengals. As the Steelers won the last 10, the Bengals haven't beaten them since 2015 and 2013 at home. As the Steelers, despite their pretty tough, hard-fought loss against the Bills, they actually clinched a playoff spot for the first time since 2017. And if they win, or if the Browns lose, I think they'll clinch the AFC North for the first time since 2017. Wouldn't that be crazy? As the Bengals, of course, got crushed by the Cowboys. Now, I'm picking the Steelers for this, but remember, Steelers always struggle against bad teams. Even against the Bengals, too, even though they won 10 in a row, they've had games where they struggle against them. So, don't underestimate the Bengals, Steelers, especially since you now have lost 2 in a row, but I'm still going to pick the Steelers to get this. So, those are my picks for Week 15. I cannot wait for Chargers at Raiders tonight. So, my picks, Raiders over Chargers, Bills over Broncos, Packers over Panthers, Cowboys over 49ers, football team over Seahawks, Vikings over Bears, Dolphins over Patriots, Ravens over Jaguars, Buccaneers over Falcons, Titans over Lions, Colts over Texans, Cardinals over the Eagles, Rams over the Jets, Chiefs over Saints, Browns over Giants, and Steelers over the Bengals. And of course, since the Thursday night game next week will be on Christmas Day, my picks will be on Christmas Eve. And then of course, even though I still got a week left before I get to Week 17, my Week 17 picks will be on Saturday, January 2nd. So tune in Christmas Eve for my Week 16 picks, and hopefully I'll do good.